Good morning, everybody. We're going to try this video again. I tried to do this video earlier of the install of Arch Linux. So I completely started over because I was having problems. But I was having problems mainly with the mic. So hopefully this time, if you see this video, that means that everything was successful. But anyway, we're going to type Arch for the name. We're going to select Arch, and if you're burning this to an ISO, I recommend Etcher or Rufus because they just get the job done and everything is works out pretty good. So unattended uninstall. So it's nothing that I want to. So what we have to do is we have to adjust what we want here. So how much memory do we want? Well, we're only going to need 8 gigs, and I'm going to give it 4 CPUs, 4, and the hard disk. It's going to have, we're going to say 120 gigs. There we go. 120 gigs. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and finish. Okay, so we have our Arch thing ready to go. So let's just say you downloaded it. It's easy to download. All you got to do is go to archlinux.org. Go to downloads, and you'll find the right mirror, but I usually go to the US. So if you're in the US, just go down and figure out which one is the best mirror and take it from there. You got a lot of choices with the US mirror, so you don't have a problem at all, but that's where you download it at. But I can leave that link in the description too on where you download it. If this video is successful, you see this video up. Anyway, okay, let's go ahead and get started. So I double click on this. And of course, if I want to view, all I do is go to full screen mode, and it will switch over. So let's go ahead and hit enter. Of course, you know, if you're doing UEFI or BIOS, you know, there's pretty much guides on that. So, but what I am going to do is cover Wi-Fi, how you get on the internet. So anyway, we boot it up and we're about there. So now I'm going to type in IWCTL. We're going to hit enter. We're at IWD. Sorry about my phone. My phone gets in the way. But anyway, let's go ahead and figure out here where my notes are. Because that's another thing. I keep notes of anything that I may need. So anyway, okay, device list is going to list what you have. So we're going to type in device list. It's not going to show up on here because that's just not how it goes. So device list, yep, nothing here. But that's what you're going to want to do. And most likely it's going to be WLAN 0 because that's what it was for my computer. It was WLAN 0, but it could be different. So anyway, okay, we got the name. So station WLAN 0 scan. So station WLAN 0 scan. And it's going to scan. So there's no station on device. So device WLAN 0 was not found. It's mostly labeled WLAN 0. So that's what it is. Of course, it's not going to say what it is. But anyway, let's just say you want to log in. So station WLAN 0 connect your SSID, whatever that is. So whatever you got scan-wise, you know, that's what you're supposed to get. But anyway, I'm not going to even hit enter because that's just to show you an example. Okay, so I'll do the more in-depth install later because I'm basically still new to this. I'm just going to do a basic Arch Linux Arch install. We're going to install a desktop environment. So let's go ahead and get to it. So we're going to type Arch install. Or actually, I didn't type it out right. So Arch. There we go. Arch install. There we go. Finally got it right. It took me a few minutes, but I got it. Okay, so Arch install language is 100% locale. It depends on what your layout is. So of course I choose English, but all you have to do is hit enter and you can choose the language that you are accustomed to. So if you're from, Spain, you're going to want to choose Spanish. But anyways, locales, mirrors, and repositories. Okay, we're going to go to the US because that's where we are. We're in the USA. We're going to hit enter. We're going to hit back because that was now added. So mirrors and repositories, US disk configuration. So I know a little bit about partitioning, but I still use a guide when I partition my disks. But I just use the best effort layout for this. 88 VirtualBox, 120 gigs. Of course, the read-only is false. So we're going to hit enter. BaudRFS is good. But for this, I'm just going to use ext4, and that's what I use anyway normally. So we're just going to go with ext4. Create a home partition. So I don't want to create a separate partition for this. So we're done with partitioning. So now we're going to go back. Okay, so the swap on ZRAM is enabled. That's what we want. Bootloader grub, that's what we want. Host name, we're going to call this VBox. We're just going to call this test. There we go. We'll just call it test for the host name. For the root password, you need a secure password. There we go. So we got the root password. Now we need to create a user account. So we're going to create Dan. We're going to type in our password, a secure password. Once again, secure password. So we're going to add me to this users group, sudo. We're going to confirm and exit. Okay, there we go. So profile. So we're going to have to go to type. So we're going to do a desktop for this, but normally what I would do if I feel like it, most likely these days, I just do a desktop environment. But sometimes I don't want a display manager, so I'll do just Xorg. But for now, we're going to choose desktop, and we're going to go with XFCE4 because it's one of my favorite desktops and it's easy. And I already got Cinnamon on my desktop, so that's what we're going to choose for this. XFCE. So our graphics drivers are, of course, lined up, even though we don't need it. Our greeters G Light DM. So we're going to choose an audio profile. So I'm going to choose Pipewire. And kernels, Linux, network configuration, we definitely need to choose that. If you're a noob, you're definitely going to use Network Manager for your graphical internet. Additional packages. So we're going to look for Firefox here. So we're waiting. So I wish that there was like an easier way to do this, but there isn't. So we go all the way down. So I'll come back once I get down. There it is. Firefox. Additional packages. Time zones. It's UTC, but let's go over time zones. So I'm in US, or actually I'm in America, New York. That's what I always choose. Something simple, something easy. Yep, looking for New York. Here it is. America, New York. So there's a time zone. We got that. We can save our configuration if we want to. We're gonna go to install. It's gonna ask if the specific configuration, what says the specific configuration will be applied. Would you like to continue? And of course, I'm going to choose yes. And it's doing its thing. It's getting ready to partition and format and install Linux. Anyway, I'll come back when it's done. Okay, We're back, so the installation went well. So now we're going to exit Arch Install. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to reboot the system, because if I exit Arch Install, actually we'll exit Arch Install, because what I want to do is power off the machine and then take it off a hard drive. So this is also something you want to do if you get VirtualBox, which is something I didn't do. Is you want to go to Settings here, and we're going to get rid of floppy and optical, so it can just boot from the hard disk. And now we double click and we go to switch, and VirtualBox is up and running. So there's our installation of Arch Linux. So it's booting in, and now we're going to go to our display manager. There it is. All pretty before you set it up. There we go. There's our password. And, you know, all you got to do for VirtualBox is change your resolution. So go into your settings and change your resolution. Let's go to display. So if I want 1920 by 1080, I can get it. Yep, 1920 by 1080. It's here somewhere. There it is. Let's go to apply here. Keep this configuration. Close. And there you have it. Everything's complete. We got our Firefox web browser. And of course, you know, that's what the fun part is of VirtualBox. I like seeing how things work. So it says get started. So let's just go ahead and type in sound. Just to see if the sound works, and I'm sure it does, but you know, we're going to test it out.
How Gen X are getting their teenage bodies back.
So this is my mom.
Yep, sound works. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. This is how you get a full desktop environment in Arch Linux the easy way. Easy Arch install. I got nothing else to add, but if there's anything that I missed, please let me know in the video. And thank you so much for watching. That's going to do it. Take care.
This has been a Dan Matheny production. Thanks for watching.